Your struggle doesn't disqualify you. They equip you. In this episode of From Fear to Fearless, I share how I moved from hiding my story to realizing that people connect more with authenticity than perfection. The myth we're breaking is that only polished stories inspire. The real truth is your mess can become your message when you identify your breakthrough moment, share the lesson instead of the drama, and connect it to someone else's hope. I've seen women transform their fear into fuel, inspiring countless others simply by sharing their truth. So here's my question. What's one part of your story you've been afraid to share but could bring someone else hope? Drop it in the comments. Join us in the Brave Circle and capture your story in the Legacy Letter Project that's beginning to start. Your story matters, and it was meant to be shared with others. Yes, what if the very thing you've been afraid to share is the thing that could change somebody else's life? Think about that for a few minutes. We spend so much time trying to hide the parts of our story that feels messy, thinking they make us look weak or unqualified. But here's the truth. Your mess can become your message. I know that is what has happened for me in my life. And your pain can become someone else's hope. Today, we're going to show you how to turn fear into fuel by owning and sharing your story. Not the perfect version, because you can have a perfect version. Not that one, but the powerful one. The one that can renew and transform and help somebody else. Because there was a time when I believed my story wasn't worth me even sharing. I thought people only wanted the highlight reel, the success, the smiles, the polished post. So I kept my struggle private, convinced if anyone knew what I had really been through, they would stop listening. That fear, guys, though, is what was silencing me, and it silenced me for years. Maybe you felt that too. Like if people knew your failures, your past, or doubts, they would not see your strength. And guess what? We all have had failures. We all of you looking and viewing now, we have all had past doubt, things that we doubted, and we've all had a past that we felt uncomfortable about sharing with others. Listen, that doesn't mean because we've had those things that we don't have the strength that we need to endure to do the things that God has called us to do now. But what if the part we are hiding is the exact story that someone else needs to hear to believe that they are not alone in the struggle? Because we have all, I don't know of anyone that haven't had any type of struggle or past or things that they really don't want to discuss with people. We've all been there. So let's burst that myth that only polished stories inspire others. Because the real truth is, authentic stories are the stories that can heal, that can help someone else. Perfection may impress people, but authenticity connects people. That's what I've found over my life. And when you share the real parts of your journey, of course, people will look at you strange because they see the polished piece, you now. And they look at you strange when you begin to shell and peel off those real parts of your journey. That's when transformation begins to happen, both in you and those who hear it or hear your story. But what I want to do this evening is I want to leave you with 3 ways to turn fear into fuel and from mess to your message. And the first thing I want you to do is identify your breakthrough story. Think about a challenge that you faced and overcome. That's not failure. I'm here to tell you that is not failure. It's your proof that you are resilient. Say to yourself, I am resilient because I was able to get through those things that weren't real good in my life. That was not failure. It was proof of your resilience. That's your mess to message moment. Think about that for a few minutes. And then ask yourself, where did God meet you in the middle of your mess? Because what he did, he met me in the middle of my mess and turned my life around. My mind began to be renewed and transformed. I became a new creature in Christ Jesus. So in your mess, what happened? Where did God meet you in the middle of your mess? And then number 2, share the lesson, not the drama. You don't need to reveal every painful detail of your life. You need to focus on the lesson you learned and how it shaped your growth and who you are today. And when you shift from the pain to the purpose, your story becomes a bridge and not wounds anymore. And you just have to remember that transparency inspires. Oversharing is what will drain you. So don't get in the mode of oversharing your pain and the mess that you were in or the struggles that you've had in your life. And then the third thing is connect it to someone else's hope. Because there's somebody out there that need to hear your story and know that even through all the dark hours and all the things that upset you or things that set you back or cause confusion or disruption in your life, listen. Before you share, ask, how will my story equip someone, encourage someone, and empower someone else? This live stream is rooted in coming out here, equipping, encouraging, inspiring, and empowering someone to step up and step out of their comfort zone. So how will your story equip, encourage, or empower someone else, or even inspire someone else? That single question right there will turn your fear into service. Think about that. And your story into ministry. Just think about that for a few minutes. And another big question I want to ask you, what is one part of your story you have been afraid to share, but could inspire someone else if you did? Write it down in your journal or write one word down in the comments to share that. Let's be real just for a second. One of my pet peeves and things that I went through was a period in my life where I felt the spirit of rejection on my life because of things that had happened to me and things that had been said to me. So let's be real for a second. What's keeping you from sharing your story? Is it the fear of judgment? Because guess what? People will talk about you anyhow, anyway. Fear is not being ready. So just drop a word in the comment that names that fear. Okay? And stop having the fear of not being ready. Because you are ready. I'm here to tell you, you are ready. Because when you name it, you disarm it. When I named that rejection piece that was on my life, I disarmed it. I don't feel that anymore in my life. Say it with me. My fear will not silence my story. Don't let your fear silence your story, guys. You have no idea how many lives your honesty could touch today. And here's what I've learned through this whole journey of mine. And our lives is like a puzzle piece. Pieces are being put into our puzzle all of our lives, throughout our lives. This can be another puzzle piece to go in your puzzle when you name that thing, because somebody else need it. Your story isn't about perfection. It's about your purpose in life. The parts of your life that once made you feel unqualified. And they are the same parts that make you relatable right now. One of my clients used to hide her struggle with doubt. She thought being transparent would make her look less professional. I told her absolutely not. But the day that she decided to tell her truth, hundreds of people that she ran into, or a conference that she was doing, she was speaking, it just blessed the people that were in the room when she told that truth. That's my story too. Thank you for saying what I couldn't put into words. Okay? Her authenticity became her strength. What she once called a mess became a message that built her movement. Because people were saying that was their story too. And they thanked her. So what she once called a mess became the message that built her movement. The same thing that can happen for you. Here's your challenge this week. I want you to write one message, or a mess-to-message story. Just one. Write one mess-to-message story. Just one thing, that a mess that was in your life that can turn into a story that you can write to help someone else. And then reflect on what you've overcome and the lesson. Hear me now, the lesson you can now teach to other people. Because if you're ready to share it in a supportive, faith-filled space, what I want you to do is really consider joining me in my volume 2 of Legacy Letter Project. It's my volume 2. I'm telling you, it's going to bless you, and it's going to bless those that read your letter. You'll be writing a letter to the next generation to help them in their message, the things that they're going through. Okay? Because you do this when you join us, this is where a group of women, we get together. We're able to practice vulnerability, help each other build confidence, and find our voices together, because you have a voice that somebody needs to hear. And look, and if you're ready to take it deeper, look, the Legacy Letter Project is your chance to write your message in that letter to help someone else. It's your chance to write it down, to leave your story as a testimony for the next generation. And what I want you to do is remember, fear shrinks when you face it. When you face it, it shrinks. And finally, it disappears. Because your story has the power to set someone else free. So say yes to turning your fear into fuel and your mess into your message. I'm here to help you. I am here to help you with that project. It is beginning to start. You can get in touch with me. And listen, I always tell you all to subscribe to my channel. Let me pull it up so that you can go on and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I ask you that every time I come out here, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And when you subscribe, go on and like, share, and share with a friend. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you want to get in touch with me about this Legacy Letter Project, Go here to www.steppingoutwithpurpose.com and you will see all the information that you need to be able to join the Legacy Letter Project or any other project that I have going on at this time. And I would love, 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 love to hear from you. And listen, that's all I have for you tonight. But I just wanted to come out here and be with you just for a few minutes to let you know that you can turn your mess into a message. And I truly look forward to hearing from you. I will be talking to you a little bit later.